Where you update now? I greet everybody. Good morning from anywhere you watch from, anywhere you see this video. You get something when I don't personally learn concerning Nigeria political circle. I've come to realize over the years, say, not be all our politicians not bad. We actually get the ones who get our interests at heart. But the problem we will get now be this: the ones who are bad, now plenty pass, and at the day up. After I talk with our talk, I go play one video, give you, make you see how Oshiomhole to react to one issue where they raise for ground about Nigerians. When I go watch the video, Nigeria politicians saying they know those who go fit do the work. They know those we get our interests at heart. They go to fight those persons. Make them not feel stay power. Make them not feel retain the power. Make them not feel continue the power. You know why? Because these people, they question their dubious acts. What they do? The barbarities they get for money they do. They are selfish. These people, they question them. And these people so get the interest of the citizens at heart. So they themselves, they go still need to fight to make sure say they still stay in the circle for the few time where they get to feed day. That's why we they think, say now all our politicians bad. Now, like, not be all our politicians bad. We get few once we get our interest for heart. Watch this video. Tell me what you learn from inside. And I bet again, help me share the video. Because Nigerians are the same. They make this economy tight. They make it worse. So that those who go fit get voice to talk will not go fit talk. Because the time you want to talk, you will think of to pay school fees, ask rent, take care of your kids, take care of your family. That's why they tighten the economy. That's why they worsen the economy. See this woman will be like, I don't want to call him. You know, bless how they drag person. See this woman will be like, say, before they vote him, where they screen her that day? I know the way his shape of his body be. But now, he less than a year, don't fat. Best way they walk where supposed fat or supposed small. Just watch the video. Me not bless how to they talk too much. Or you don't watch I finish. Write your personal opinion. Comment and under my comment section. Thank you.
Even the used vehicles at this point, following the National Automotive Development Council framework, we have to begin to rethink this tariff system. I think that we should increase tariffs on imported vehicles to increase or to stimulate production in Nigeria. We have a lot of people who have already set up their assembly plants. We start with the automotive industry is also enjoying the BIP, the backward integration program. We have to look into that to dissuade importation of finished items and promote. That's the only way we can stimulate production in Nigeria.
That's it.
Yes, and my apologies to Senator Adada that visited me while I wasn't in office. My office is also undergoing renovation, and I've also traveled quite a bit. Maybe one of those periods he came and I wasn't around. I want to reassure the House that it does not matter where I work from. I worked in Imo State, a rural state, for 2 years as Commissioner for Finance and Coordinating Economy. And this was even during the height of insecurity, and that did not deter me from carrying out my job or my role effectively. I want to assure you that it has nothing to do with the building or the location. I'm always going to carry out my job or my role to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Said, reading through your presentation is very articulate. You seem to be clear about what we need to do. But listening to your explanation and some of your policies, they are completely at variance. They are completely at variance with the very beautiful presentation that you made. Building documents from you under Nigeria Trade Office Ghana. Purchase of 2 units of project vehicles, SUV. 160 million naira. Is this a Nigeria-made vehicle? 160 million naira. Which kind of truck is this? I mean,
so it's for Ghana.
No, you don't make your notes.
Okay.
So we avoid the crossfire. I don't want to just show that there's a huge gap between what we preach and what we do in your ministry. Understand our extent of dependence. What is the balance of trade between Nigeria and China? What is the balance of trade between Nigeria and countries under the European Union? What is the balance of trade between Nigeria and the United Kingdom? Most of our major trading partners. And when I talk of balance of trade, delete oil. The other one is an international product. So that we can appreciate how much we have gained in terms of giving all the money we spent over the years on export promotion and all the institutions we've set up, whether they are banks, they are commission, whatever they are, so that it will give us a window whether we are not just throwing money away. We probably have far more institutions, whether financial institutions or other commissions, with the one primary objective to promote export. So by the time you give us this figure, it will give us an idea. Number two, not be found in your office and be found elsewhere. He claimed to know where you were. I don't know whether he's tracking you. But there is one major thing that I've seen in all the committees that I've attended, and this is something the Senate has to look at. Every time Nigeria has to travel, including your ministry, we are, I use the word, and excuse me, but we need to be brutally frank, but not brutal to people, but in terms of calling a spade a spade. We always have the largest delegation of Nigerians to trade missions. Now I see in your proposal, you have trade mission in Geneva, and you are going to spend almost over 1.70 billion naira to maintain your Geneva office, which means ideally you have trade experts in that office. And when I used to go to Geneva, where Nigerian ministers go with 30-man delegation, America will use their trade officers in Geneva to attend those meetings. They are just pure technical people. In Nigeria, the minister will lead the delegation, and by the time you multiply now, I don't know what the ESTA code is now, times 1,000, whatever it is, you'll find that ministers in trying to help put their people on trips, they don't attend the meetings, and they spend most of that time shopping at the expense of taxpayers. And that is paid substantially, while you will find huge overhead, huge overhead. I'm just asking myself, you are going to spend in your ministry 900 and, that is headquarters alone, 905 million naira. And sometimes when you put for 202 kobo, I really don't know how these numbers are generated because nobody sees kobo anymore. It doesn't exist. And every budget they put it there as if it was meant to be a joke. Budget is meant to be an honest statement, not a formality. So you spend so much money on overhead. Number two, you are arguing the case for waivers. For me, the most corrupt tools of government is to make law for everyone, and then for those you favor, you now grant them waiver to breach that law. Government must be seen to be fair to all. If we are going to have fair competition, and we have opted for free market, why should we even have thing called waiver? I think my plea to Mr. Chairman, sir, is that going forward, the National Assembly has the right to legislate, to curtail the power of those who exercise this discretion, because they are abused. Honorable Minister, be clear, this is not about you, but there has to be a day to wake up. You know, somebody asked about Volkswagen, about Peugeot Automobile, about Leyland, about there was one in Bauchi where they produced tractors. Steer. It is our trade policies. This submission, recklessly in my view, to so-called WTO rules and so on, and then we expose ourselves to all kinds of goods and services coming in. Let me just give you, ask you one question. When you go to a restaurant, and as the Minister of Trade, you pick a toothpick and it's made in China, that toothpick is illegally imported and drawing the forex from our increasingly impoverished central bank? Or how does it come in? Under our laws, should toothpick not made in Nigeria be found in the Nigeria market? I'm going for this ridiculous one because each time I go out and I see toothpick, they have this small packaging, nice packaging, but it's imported. And then we talk about promoting trade. How? So there's something you need to speak to. And okay, time is always a problem here. Provided that next time, sir, we will not be rushed to approve money because we are in a hurry. Because those who pay taxes don't earn the money in a hurry. They sweat. We must be sure, not assuming, sir. No, excuse me. Custom officer implements trade policies. They do not formulate the tariff policies. They collect what has been imposed on them. Yeah, but you shouldn't be tired so much that not to know the difference. It's my father. It's my father. He knows we are good friends. So I just want to say, Madam, looking at this thing, we spend a lot of money on the Ministry of Trade. But maybe by the time I see the balance of trade between us and our major trading partners, I will be able to see, and I would think in future, we ought to be able to say, over the past 5 years, this is the growth we have recorded, or this is how we have stagnated, so that we have overall view. And as I said the question, should we spend money in a ministry that is not promoting local production? I want us to set up a target, sir, where we should say, for example, all the cars in Nigeria, all those tires they were using in the past, not during Mongo Park era, just in the 80s, they were in Nigeria. In the early 90s, you have Michelin, you have Dunlop, you have several of them that were producing tires in Nigeria using rubber that is made or planted in my part of the country. And all of these are gone now. Any car you see on the road, the tire is imported. What are your plans to make a review? The reason I ask you, I didn't come to the Senate to lament. And Mr. President said during our campaign, and I believe he meant it, it is can-do spirit. So we are not going to continue, as this budget suggests, with old traditions, right? So you need to tell us, what are we going to do differently to get all the tires we are using in Nigeria made in Nigeria? The policy that brought them before was by government that says, in the military, unfortunately, I mean, rather interestingly, that says, if you want to sell tires in Nigeria, locate in Nigeria. If you want to clothe 200 million Nigerians, locate the textile factories in Nigeria. If you want to, because the only thing we have to sell to the world is our population. And so if you want to patronize that huge market of 200 million people, my friend, locate in Nigeria. That was the policy. It didn't occur by accident. And once we revise the policies, now, from what you are telling me, all the Toyotas on the road, and we have perhaps per capita the highest number of Toyota vehicles in Nigeria. I'm using what? We need to have a policy that seeks to make a complete huge change. Otherwise, year in, year out, we will go through these rituals. Not you will complete your tenure in 4 years. Our dependence will be much more than it was before you came. That has been the lot of your predecessors, and may that not be the lot of you and of the 10th National Assembly.
Thank you very much, much distinguished. Just had every